Hey y'all, it's Paul and Tosh from Nomadic-AF. How are you all doing? Today we're going to discuss lodging options for digital nomads, expats, travelers. A lot of people just don't understand how to rent overseas. We're going to go over all your options, save you a ton of time, money, and hassle.
Depending on your situation, yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's check it out.
When you're a digital nomad, it can be kind of difficult to find rentals. We use a combination of about 6 different options, and depending on the situation that we're in, to find the best prices, the best options for us as far as location, this and that and the other.
The least hassle.
The least hassle, yeah. So we're going to talk about each of these 6 options, and at the very end, we'll tell you the best one and which one saves us the most money.
Yeah,
on
we've been doing it
rentals.
for 13 years, renting overseas. So we'll tell you exactly what we do at the end, and it should save you so much hassle.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. All right, first we're going to discuss Airbnbs, and we have used this a lot in the past.
We do,
but
yeah.
It's getting less and less ideal, I think, but it's pretty easy, especially when you don't have your feet on the ground. You can get on, you can search for exactly
There
what
are
you
a lot
want.
of benefits to
Yeah.
renting through Airbnb.
Especially, like, let's go over some of these pros really quick for Airbnb. One of the bigger pros is if you're staying longer than a month, you
Yeah.
can really negotiate some serious deals on Airbnb.
Yeah, it's a good way to navigate Airbnb. You can put in your parameters of over a month, and then you get some serious discounts.
Yeah, we've seen 60% discounts for monthly rentals. So it can be cheaper, but with all the hidden fees and everything, it probably won't be. But if you don't have your feet on the ground, Airbnb is a good place to start.
Airbnb is a great option, and you can find things based on the exact parameters that you want as well. Unlike some of our other options, you can select if you have pets, pet-friendly places where you can smoke, where you can do this and that and the other.
Party.
Yeah, because if you're a smoker and you can't smoke on the patio, what good is
Yeah,
your
you're there for a
rental?
month.
You're
Yeah.
there for a month, you're screwed. Yeah.
You can also, if you like it, you can maybe, depending on if they're busy or not, the bid time of year, you can extend your stay. I mean, we've gotten into Airbnbs for 2 weeks that we loved, and we extended it out for 3 months.
Yeah, you can extend through the platform, and that's zero hassle. And you can also kind of negotiate with the owner once you've arrived and you feel the situation is ideal for you.
Yeah. And another big bonus on Airbnb is even though there are service fees and cleaning fees and all this nonsense, you're not paying a rental deposit, which
Yeah.
you may not ever get back depending on where you are. And you're not paying utilities, which could be quite
Exactly.
expensive. So
Yeah. And
you're
your
not.
money's basically an escrow too.
Yep. So there are a lot of pros, but there are also cons to staying in
Absolutely.
Airbnb. A lot of them,
Yeah.
actually.
Definitely the fees are huge.
Yeah,
They'll-
ridiculous.
Even if you're staying for a day or two, this is why we kind of tend to stick to Airbnbs for like a month-long stay rather than just a few days, because they will charge you a cleaning fee, a flat cleaning fee, whether you're there for one day or a month. They also will charge you all kinds of ridiculous taxes that will double your initial what you thought you were gonna pay and then what you actually ended up checking out with.
Yeah.
So,
And there are a lot of strict rules to abide by. A lot of people, a
Yeah.
lot of Airbnbs won't even let you have guests.
Yeah.
They don't allow smoking. They won't allow
definitely partying.
partying, early check-in, late check-out. I mean, they're way stricter than hotels. And in addition, a lot of places, a lot of good neighborhoods, like especially Spain, they're doing away with short-term rentals and Airbnbs.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you might not even get into the area you want to be in the country you're moving to because they have outlawed Airbnbs in residential neighborhoods.
All right, so another one that we use for short-term rentals a lot is booking.com. It's
Yeah.
great for in-between stays. It's great for just a few days when you arrive or when you're leaving.
Yeah, it's really, really easy to rent. Some of the good pros are it's perfect for short term. You
Yeah.
can rent room on the day you're there. You know, you don't have to
Yeah.
rent it in advance. You can rent it the day you're there, and you don't always have to pay up front. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of it is pay on when you get to the site. So you can really get there, and if you find out you've made a huge mistake, you might be able to get out of that without
Yeah, you might
paying.
be able to get out of it.
Yeah.
So the only bad thing really for me for booking.com for rentals is it's not really feasible for long-term stays. You don't have too much privacy at all because you're usually in a hotel kind of situation. And anything else negative about booking?
Well, they don't have kitchens usually, so if you are long-term, first of all, it's just not a great system for a long-term booking. And second of all, without a kitchen, it makes it hard. You might not be able to make coffee even, or tea, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even ramen.
Yeah,
So that's something to look out for. These booking rooms are great for short-term,
yeah.
a couple days here and
In the
there.
intermittent.
Yeah, intermittent term, but not for long-term. Okay, the only lodging that we don't use that's on this list is the all-inclusive hostels.
Yeah.
They are meant specifically for digital nomads, and this is like the Salinas and stuff. We've never really got into it, but some of our friends stay there, and
Yeah,
they've been
they've been
happy-ish.
happy. There are some pros and cons, especially if you are a digital nomad, because it's great for networking. They have some very, very specific nomad-specific
Printers,
amenities.
high-speed
Yeah.
Wi-Fi,
Working offices.
working offices. Yeah, yeah, and they usually have amenities too, bars and pools and get-togethers.
For
and-
networking and stuff like that,
If-
and always have really good Wi-Fi. So
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
so if you're a bit of a social person and a digital nomad, and even if you're traveling alone especially, this would be a good spot for you to check out.
Yeah, and these are all inclusive, so you pay a flat fee and you get to use all of the amenities as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, I see the perks, but
But there are cons in our mind. Again, we haven't stayed in it, but it just seems like there's no escape.
absolutely not.
Like
Yeah.
you are not escaping the digital nomad life.
If you want to turn it off, you're not going to do it. In
No,
an
because you're surrounded
all-inclusive
by
hostel,
yeah, you're surrounded by 50 other people doing the
Yeah.
same thing. So
And they do have a lot of events as well. So on like Thursday night, they'll be having a party, a meet and greet, or
and you're not
whatever.
getting out of that.
Yeah,
so,
you're not getting out
and
of
there's
it.
very little privacy too. But
Yeah.
if you are a digital nomad and single and are really buckling down to work, these all-inclusive hostels might be a good idea.
Yeah. So one that we really do a lot is Facebook Marketplace to find rentals, and this is great because you can rent short term or long term, and you have a lot more bargaining power when you're dealing with the individual owners of a place.
Yeah, you can really negotiate anything, length of time, rent, utilities, pets, anything you want. I mean, it is your apartment that you're renting. It's not like Airbnb where they
Yeah.
have all these restrictions. So it's really good for that. I mean, you can find stuff in local neighborhoods, fancy houses on the beach. You can find anything on Marketplace, and that's really where we spend a lot of our time.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but there are some downsides, and there are a lot of scams on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, for example, third-party bird doggers will look at Facebook before you and then post the same listing, so you contact them, and then
Hopefully you contact them instead of the owner, and they get a
Right.
portion, but that's not so much a scam, it's just somebody getting theirs, so it's good for them.
yeah.
But there are scams and hoops you gotta jump through. You gotta have people not show up to show you a place.
You
and-
probably are gonna pay a deposit. You're
Yeah.
probably gonna have a lot more paperwork to fill out unless your owner of the place is super accommodating.
Yeah, so the marketplace has its pros and cons, but I suggest getting on there. If nothing else, it gives you a good idea of what the real rents are in a neighborhood as opposed to Airbnb, the
Yeah.
inflated rents. So one of our last options here for lodging for nomads and expats and travelers is house and pet sitting.
Yeah.
It's something we've been doing for 13 years. We are heading to Mexico City in a couple weeks,
Yeah.
and then on to some beach towns for the next few months. House sitting and pet sitting, it's free lodging,
Yeah.
completely free. You don't pay a penny for utilities, pool cleaning, maids. lodging, anything.
Yeah, you get to check out a whole new place that you may have not even considered before,
Right.
which is really cool.
Plus, most of the times you get puppies to play with and dogs to walk. I mean,
Obviously,
it's a win-win
win-win.
situation.
Yeah.
But if you are traveling long term, I really suggest looking into house sitting because you can stay in some really cool places for next to no money whatsoever.
Yeah, but there are some downsides. Usually, you're going to be going during off season, which
Uh-huh.
means it's either I mean, there's a reason people are leaving their house. So there's either hurricane season, bad weather season, rainy season.
Hot.
It's hot. There's bugs, this and that and the other. But overall, house sitting is a great way to live rent free.
Yep. I mean,
Well, yeah, you're traveling.
every 6 months in the summer, we pay no rent. We live in beach houses, we live in city houses, we live in some badass places with some really cool pets.
Yeah,
But it's work.
it's actual work. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the caveat. Yeah.
You're taking care of pets, plants, houses.
Yeah, you're not on vacation all the time. So,
Right. It's something to look into. Just
Yeah.
another option in your tool belt.
so we do a combination of all of the above things we just talked about, Airbnb, booking, but the main one that we really do, especially if we like a town, we will walk around. When you have your feet on the ground, you can find so many more good options. Even if you're just walking around, take a picture of a for rent sign and
Yeah.
contact them and see what's up.
The best part about getting your feet on the ground is once a rental hits the internet, the price jumps.
Yeah,
Like
significantly.
significantly. So we found a rent sign on this place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Milan is expensive, and we're paying a couple $100s a month less than we were for Facebook, especially Airbnb.
Yeah, and especially for this being one of the most expensive towns we've lived
Right.
in.
So what we suggest is if you're planning a trip and you have no idea what you're going to do, book 2 or 3 days
In a booking.
in a booking or an Airbnb. Get here, get situated, and check out the neighborhood.
Yeah.
See if you even like it. You might not even like the neighborhood.
Yeah. And walking around will help you decide what neighborhood you like as
Yep.
well.
And then just get out and walk around. Take pictures of all the for rent signs, and then get in and start calling. Like, we pay next to nothing in rent 6 months a year because we walk around and we find these great off the book rentals.
Yeah, and you can deal with it individually directly as well, which is nice
Yeah,
for me.
it's really nice. So check out Airbnb and booking for short term, Airbnb more for long term. That way you'll have
Yeah.
a kitchen. And get your feet on the ground. Check out Marketplace, Facebook
Yeah.
Marketplace.
And look into house sitting too.
Look into house sitting for sure, because that's 6 months a year at least.
There are more people that need house sits than there are house sitters. So
Yep.
the chances of you being able to find what you need are pretty good.
Yep. So feel free to leave comments if you're curious about anything. We've been doing this for 13 years. We live 1, 2, 3 months in a place and leave. So we
Yeah.
are kind of experts at this.
Yeah, we find a lot of rentals.
Yep. So, all right. Happy travels and stay safe. Lights.